Welcome to the Daily Five, your source for the top stories shaping our world. Today, we're diving into five major developments. First, the ongoing conflict in Ukraine and its global ramifications. Second, the advancements and ethical considerations surrounding artificial intelligence. Third, the latest developments in climate change and global efforts to mitigate its effects. Fourth, the upcoming elections in India and their potential impact on the region. And finally, the surge in popularity of wearable health technology and its implications for personal well-being. Let's get started with the news.
1.
The conflict in Ukraine continues to escalate, with both sides reporting increased military activity along the front lines. Recent reports indicate a surge in artillery fire and ground offensives, leading to further displacement of civilians. International efforts to broker a ceasefire have so far been unsuccessful, with both Ukraine and Russia holding firm on their respective demands. United States and European Union have condemned Russia's actions and pledged additional financial and military aid to Ukraine. However, some nations remain hesitant to impose further sanctions on Russia, fearing economic repercussions. The conflict has had a significant impact on the global economy, particularly on energy markets and food supplies. Concerns are growing about the humanitarian situation, with aid organizations struggling to provide assistance to those affected by the fighting. The United Nations has called for an immediate end to the violence and urged both sides to return to the negotiating table. The situation remains volatile, and the prospect of a peaceful resolution appears increasingly distant. Experts warn that the conflict could further destabilize the region and have far-reaching consequences for international security.
2.
The rapid development of artificial intelligence is sparking a global debate about its ethical implications. Concerns are growing about the potential for AI to displace workers in various industries, leading to widespread unemployment. Critics also point to the risk of bias in AI algorithms, which can perpetuate and amplify existing social inequalities. There are fears that AI could be used for malicious purposes, such as creating autonomous weapons or spreading disinformation. Governments and organizations around the world are grappling with how to regulate AI and ensure that it is used responsibly. Some advocate for strict regulations to prevent misuse, while others argue that excessive regulation could stifle innovation. The development of ethical guidelines for AI is also a key priority. These guidelines aim to ensure that AI systems are fair, transparent, and accountable. The debate over AI ethics is complex and multifaceted, with no easy answers. However, it is crucial that we address these issues proactively to ensure that AI benefits humanity as a whole.
3.
New data released by climate scientists confirms that global temperatures are continuing to rise at an alarming rate. The report highlights the devastating consequences of climate change, including more frequent and intense heat waves, rising sea levels, and extreme weather events. International efforts to reduce greenhouse gas emissions are falling short of targets, raising concerns that the planet is on track for catastrophic warming. Scientists warn that urgent action is needed to transition to a low-carbon economy and avert the worst impacts of climate change. Governments are being urged to implement policies that promote renewable energy, improve energy efficiency, and phase out fossil fuels. Individuals can also play a role by reducing their carbon footprint through sustainable lifestyle choices. The report emphasizes that climate change is a global challenge that requires collective action. Failure to address this issue will have profound consequences for future generations.
4.
India is gearing up for its upcoming general elections, which are expected to be a landmark event in the country's history. The elections will determine the composition of the Lok Sabha, India's lower house of parliament, and will ultimately decide who will form the next government. The ruling Bharatiya Janata Party, led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, is seeking a third term in office. However, it faces a strong challenge from a coalition of opposition parties. The elections are expected to be closely contested, with a number of key issues dominating the debate, including economic growth, unemployment, and social justice. The outcome of the elections could have significant implications for India's political and economic future, as well as its role on the global stage. The Election Commission of India, working to ensure that the elections are free and fair, and that all eligible voters have the opportunity to participate. The world will be watching closely as India, the world's largest democracy, goes to the polls.
5,
The popularity of wearable health technology is surging, with devices like smartwatches and fitness trackers becoming increasingly common. These devices offer users unprecedented access to personal health data, including heart rate, sleep patterns, and activity levels. This information can be used to track fitness goals, monitor chronic conditions, and make informed decisions about health and well-being. However, concerns remain about data privacy and security. Wearable devices collect vast amounts of personal data, which could be vulnerable to hacking or misuse. There are also questions about the accuracy of the data collected by these devices. While some devices have been clinically validated, others may not be as reliable. It is important for users to be aware of the limitations of wearable health technology and to use the data responsibly. Despite these concerns, the potential benefits of wearable health tech are significant. As the technology continues to evolve, it could play an increasingly important role in promoting health and preventing disease. Thanks for watching the Daily 5. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more updates on the top stories shaping our world.